What happy people do daily. Confidence and inner peace.
Wake up to yourself.
What does it mean to live with happiness, confidence, and inner peace? It means you walk through life with a calm heart. It means you believe in yourself, even when the world is loud. It means your spirit stays grounded while your dreams grow. This life does not come from luck. It does not arrive as a gift. It is built. It is shaped. It is practiced every single day. Happy people are not born with magic. They are made through habits, through choices, through small actions repeated again and again until they become a part of the soul. Happiness starts before the sun rises. It begins in silence. It begins when you open your eyes and say to yourself, without words, that you will be present today. Present in your breath, present in your steps, present in your thoughts, present in your choices. When happy people wake up, they do not rush into noise. They do not jump into fear. They do not chase the world before they find themselves. They pause. They breathe. They remember who they are. They speak to themselves with kindness. They look out the window and see the light, even if the sky is gray. Because light is not only outside, it is within. Inner peace begins with the first breath of the morning. Confidence begins with the first step out of bed. Happiness begins with the first thought that says, I am enough, to begin. Happy people understand something many forget. The first hour of the day decides the tone of the rest. A peaceful morning builds a peaceful life. A confident beginning builds a confident heart. So happy people guard their mornings. They protect them. They do not give them away to fear, messages, or noise. They choose habits that feed the spirit. They sit with themselves. They stretch their body to wake the bones. They drink water to wake the cells. They breathe slowly to wake the heart. They journal to wake the mind. They do not overthink. They do not judge. They do not rush. They simply begin. You may think these actions are too small, too simple, but strength grows from simplicity repeated. A building stands because each brick is placed with attention. A tree stands strong because each root grew slowly through years. Your life becomes unshakable because each morning you choose yourself again. Happy people write, not to impress, not to show, but to understand. When the pen touches the page, the heart speaks the truth. Thoughts slow down. Fear reveals itself. Dreams become visible. Writing turns confusion into clarity. Confidence grows when you know what you think. Inner peace grows when you stop hiding your feelings from yourself. Happiness grows when your mind becomes honest.
Some write one line. Some write a page. Some write only a word like hope, peace, strength, dream. It does not matter. What matters is the practice. Writing is the mirror of the inner world, and happy people look into that mirror every day, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Happy people also move. They walk, they stretch, they breathe through yoga or simple poses. They open windows for fresh air. They let sunlight touch their skin. Movement is not only for the body, it is for the mind. The body carries emotions. When the body stays frozen, emotions stay trapped. When the body moves, the mind moves too. Confidence rises because you feel alive. Peace rises because the breath becomes steady. Happiness rises because energy flows. Happy people know the power of nature. They step outside when they can. They listen to birds. They feel the wind. They smell the trees. They watch light move between clouds. They let the world remind them that life is bigger than problems. Nature heals the spirit because nature has no rush. Trees grow slowly, rivers flow steadily, mountains stay still. And inside that stillness, the heart learns patience. Happy people also talk to themselves with respect. They do not say, I am useless. They do not say, I cannot. They do not say, I am nothing. They say, I am learning, I am growing, I am trying, I am becoming. Confidence is not arrogance, it is the quiet belief that you deserve to try. Inner peace is not silence, it is the calm inside your voice when you speak to yourself. Some mornings are heavy, some mornings feel dark, some mornings the bed feels like an anchor. Happy people feel this too. They are not made of steel, they are not always strong. They cry, they doubt, they question, but they rise anyway. They rise because they understand a truth. Progress is not perfection. Progress is motion. When you rise, even when you feel low, confidence grows. When you begin, even when you feel tired, inner peace grows. When you show up for yourself again and again, happiness grows. Happy people do not wait for perfect days. They make imperfect days meaningful. They do not wait for motivation. They create momentum. They know that small actions compound. One peaceful morning leads to another. One gentle thought leads to another. One step toward growth becomes a walk, then a journey, then a life. Daily habits become identity. Identity becomes destiny.
Every morning is a doorway. You step through it with intention, or you drift through it by accident. Happy people choose intention. They choose to see life as a gift. They choose to act as if their life matters, because it does. They choose to show gratitude, not always loudly, sometimes in silence, sometimes in small ways. A deep breath, a quiet smile, a moment of thanks before eating, a pause before replying. Gratitude is the anchor of happiness. It reminds the heart that life is already filled with enough. It turns ordinary moments into gentle miracles. Happy people know that happiness is not a treasure to find later. Happiness is a light to build today. Confidence is not something others give to you. Confidence is something you grow from within. Inner peace is not the absence of problems. Inner peace is the strength to face them without losing yourself. Morning after morning, happy people practice these truths. They do not chase perfection, they chase presence. They do not try to be better than others, they try to be better than their past self. They do not hurry life, they live it slowly and fully. The day expands after the morning. Actions follow intentions, thoughts guide steps. When the morning is calm, the afternoon carries strength. When the morning is mindful, the evening carries quiet joy. And at night, when they close their eyes, happy people rest knowing they lived with awareness. They do not worry if the day was perfect. They ask if they showed up. They ask if they tried. They ask if they treated themselves with respect. And if the answer is yes, they sleep with peace. But this is only the beginning, because happiness is not built in the morning alone. There are more habits, more practices, more choices that shape the rest of the day. Part 2. Build your day with purpose. Happiness does not stay alive by accident. It stays alive because you feed it through the day. Morning gives you direction, but the rest of the day tests your direction. Happy people protect their time. They live with purpose. They choose where their attention goes. They do not let every distraction steal their peace. Purpose is not a big message in your head. Purpose is not fireworks. Purpose is not loud. Purpose is simple. Purpose is steady. Purpose is a quiet line you follow. It is the question you ask again and again. Does this action guide me to the life I want? Does this step honor my heart? Does this choice keep me grounded? Happy people know something powerful. Energy is limited. Time is limited. Attention is limited. So they spend these resources with care. They say yes to what matters. They say no to what steals their peace. They do not apologize for that. This is not selfishness. This is self-respect. Confidence grows when you protect your boundaries. Inner peace grows when you protect your attention. Happiness grows when you live with intention.
Many people wake up and let the world control their mood. News, messages, notifications, opinions, demands. The world pulls at them from every direction, and they follow without thinking. They forget their inner voice. They forget their goals. They forget their own power. Happy people choose a different path. They pause often. They breathe slowly. They remember what matters. They return to themselves again and again. They build their day in small sections, work with focus, rest with presence, connect with meaning, move with awareness, learn with curiosity, reflect with honesty. The day becomes a rhythm, not a race. Happy people work with purpose, even if the job is simple, even if the work is temporary, even if the dream is not yet real. They show up with care, because work shapes identity. Not the title, not the salary, not the status, but the way you do things, the way you show up, the way you choose effort over excuses. Confidence is built through action, not through waiting, not through thinking, not through dreaming alone. Every small task done with focus becomes a brick of self-belief. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes a seed of confidence. Every step taken toward your goals becomes a message that says, "I can do difficult things." Happy people speak to others with kindness, not because every person deserves it, but because kindness keeps the heart open. Kindness is strength. Kindness is clarity. Kindness is courage. It takes courage to stay soft in a hard world. Do happy people never get angry? They do. They feel anger like anyone else, but they do not let anger build a home inside their chest. They let the feeling speak. They let it breathe. Then they let it go. Because they know holding anger is holding fire, and fire burns the hand of the one who carries it. Inner peace is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to let emotions come and go without drowning in them. Happy people do not hide feelings. They feel the full weight of them. They understand that sadness is not failure, that fear is not weakness, that doubt is not the end. These feelings are signals. They say, "Look here, learn here, grow here." Happy people breathe through tension. They do not escape life when it hurts. They face it with patience. Because confidence grows in challenge. Inner peace grows in acceptance. Happiness grows in honesty. During the day, happy people take small breaks. They do not push until their body collapses. They rest before exhaustion destroys focus. They walk a little. They stretch a little. They breathe deeply. They drink water. They relax the jaw. They lower their shoulders. They remind the body that it is safe. Safety opens the door for peace. Happy people choose their words with care. They do not speak to hurt. They do not speak to destroy. They do not speak to win every argument. They speak to connect. They speak to understand. They speak to calm their own hearts. Because the words you give to the world echo back inside your mind. Happy people listen more than they talk. They listen without waiting to reply. They listen to understand. They listen to learn. Listening creates bridges. Listening builds trust. Listening softens conflict. Listening invites wisdom. Happy people forgive, not because others always deserve forgiveness, but because they deserve peace. Anger steals time. Resentment steals space in the heart. Forgiveness is freedom, not forgetting, not ignoring, but releasing the poison you carry. Forgiveness comes slowly, maybe one breath a day, maybe one memory at a time, but the journey is worth it because every step toward forgiveness is a step away from pain. Happy people set small goals each day, not just big dreams. One task to finish, one page to read, one conversation to have, one kindness to give, one boundary to protect, one improvement to make. Progress is built from small steps done daily.
Confidence grows because you see yourself moving. Inner peace grows because you do not live in chaos. Happiness grows because momentum creates hope. Happy people celebrate small wins. They do not wait for the big moment. They do not wait for approval. They do not wait for perfection. They say good job when they finish a task. They say I'm proud when they keep a promise. They say I tried even when they fail. Celebration is fuel. It reminds the heart that growth is happening. Happy people limit comparison. They know comparison is a thief. It steals joy. It steals gratitude. It steals confidence. They focus on their own path. They remind themselves that every person has a different timeline, different childhoods, different wounds, different dreams, different strengths. Life is not a race. Life is a walk, and everyone walks at a different pace.
Happy people spend time with people who lift them up. They choose friends who listen, friends who care, friends who want them to grow, friends who do not fear their strength, friends who do not dim their light. Because environment shapes energy, and energy shapes life. Happy people let go of relationships that harm them, not with hate, not with anger, but with acceptance. Sometimes love means distance. Sometimes peace means goodbye. Sometimes confidence means walking away from those who disrespect you. No one can stay peaceful while drowning in toxic circles. Boundaries are bridges to self-respect. Happy people learn something new every day. They stay curious. They stay open. They read. They listen to stories. They ask questions. They try new things. Learning opens the mind. Learning expands the world. Learning keeps the heart young. Confidence grows when you become capable. Inner peace grows when you understand more. Happiness grows when you see new possibilities. Happy people practice patience. They understand that life changes slowly. They do not shout at time. They walk with it. They do not demand results overnight. They trust the process. Because seeds do not grow faster when you shout at them. They grow when you water them, day after day, quietly. Happy people allow silence into their day. They turn off noise. They sit without distraction. They breathe. They let thoughts settle like dust falling to the ground. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is a doorway. In silence, you see your mind clearly. In silence, you meet yourself again. Confidence is born when you know who you are without noise. Inner peace is born when your mind stops running for a moment. Happiness is born when the heart becomes still enough to feel gratitude. Many chase excitement. Few honor calm. But calm is where wisdom grows. Calm is where strength becomes steady. Calm is where confidence learns to walk without shaking. Calm is where happiness becomes real. Not loud, not glamorous, but deep, rooted, unshakable. Happy people allow themselves to feel joy during the day. Joy in a sip of warm tea. Joy in a breeze across the face. Joy in a laugh shared with a friend. Joy does not need a reason. Joy only needs space. Happy people rest without guilt. They rest because rest is renewal. They rest because rest is strength. They rest because rest makes creativity possible. Rest is not laziness. Rest is preparation. A rested mind sees clearly. A rested heart loves deeply. A rested soul walks gently.
Happy people end the day with reflection, not judgment, not shame, not regret. They ask simple questions. What did I learn today? What did I give today? What did I feel today? What can I try again tomorrow? Reflection closes the day with truth. Truth opens the heart for growth. When they look back, they see small progress. Progress builds hope. Hope builds confidence. Confidence builds courage. Courage builds change. And change builds happiness. Day by day, purpose turns into strength.
Strength turns into calm. Calm turns into clarity. Clarity turns into confidence. Confidence turns into inner peace. Inner peace turns into happiness that lasts. This is how happy people build their day. Not with force, not with perfection, but with steady actions that honor their inner world. They do not just live the day, they shape it, they guide it, they walk through it with awareness, and the day becomes a container for growth, for joy, for connection, for life itself. But there's one more part to this journey. Night comes, and with night comes another truth. How you end your day shapes how you begin again. Happiness is a circle. Confidence is a cycle. Inner peace is a rhythm. The day prepares the night. The night prepares the day. Part 3. The night that builds tomorrow. The sun lowers, the light fades, the day slows down, and the world enters the quiet hours. These hours are not an ending. They are a beginning in disguise. Happy people understand this truth. Night is not only for sleep. Night is for renewal. Night is for release. Night is for reflection, forgiveness, softness, restoration. Night is for rebuilding the heart so it can rise again. Many people carry the weight of the day into the night. They go to bed with heavy thoughts. They go to bed replaying every mistake. They go to bed judging themselves. They go to bed worrying about tomorrow. They hold every burden inside their chest like stones. These stones press against the heart. They steal sleep. They steal energy. They steal peace. Happy people do something different. They empty their hands before sleep. They let go of what they cannot control. They put down the weight of the world. Not because life is perfect, but because life is easier to carry when the heart is light. Inner peace begins when the day ends with acceptance. Happy people slow down in the evening. They do not rush. They move gently. They speak gently. They think gently. The night is a soft space. It asks for softness in return. They turn off loud noise. They turn off bright screens. They turn off endless scrolling. The world does not need their attention every second. Their soul needs attention more. Happy people prepare their space. They dim the lights. They clean their room. They organize small things. A clear space creates a clear mind. Clutter is noise made solid. Silence is space made clean. They prepare their body for rest. They stretch. They slow their breath. They drink warm tea or water. They wash their face with care. Rest begins before the body touches the bed. Happy people reflect on the day without judgment. They sit with a notebook, or they sit with their thoughts. They ask simple questions. What did I try today? What did I learn today? What did I give today? What challenged me? What surprised me? What made me smile? What made me stronger? These questions guide the heart to meaning. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. Happy people do not hide their mistakes. They face them. They write them down if needed. They speak them inside their mind. I could have been kinder. I could have listened more. I could have rested instead of rushing. I could have shared my feelings earlier. They acknowledge, but they do not punish themselves. Judgment blocks growth. Acceptance opens the door. They ask another question. What can I try again tomorrow? This question turns regret into direction. Regret becomes a teacher, not a prison, not a chain, not an ending, just a moment of learning. Happy people forgive themselves because they understand that growth takes time. Confidence comes from second chances. Inner peace comes from letting go of shame. Happiness comes from allowing the heart to stay open. Happy people practice gratitude before sleep, not for everything, but for something. A small thing is enough. A warm meal, a calm breath, a moment of laughter, a kind word, a lesson learned, a chance to try again tomorrow. Gratitude does not erase pain, it balances it. It says, yes, life is hard, but life is also good. It says there is darkness, but there is also light. It says there is loss, but there is also love. Gratitude is the anchor that keeps the heart steady through storms. Happy people know that gratitude strengthens sleep. The mind rests when it feels safe. The heart rests when it feels thankful. The body rests when the spirit is calm. Happy people let go of comparison at night. They remind themselves that their journey is their own. They cannot live someone else's life. They cannot chase someone else's dream. They cannot measure happiness by someone else's story. They return to their own path. They return to their own pace. They return to their own heart. Happy people give themselves permission to rest. They do not push past exhaustion. They do not believe rest is laziness. They do not call sleep a waste of time. They understand something simple. Rest is fuel. Rest is healing. Rest is protection. Rest is strength made invisible. Rest allows tomorrow to begin.
Before sleep, happy people calm their mind with breathing. Slow breath, deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Breath is the bridge between body and mind. Breath carries the heart into peace. Breath tells the nervous system that life is safe. With each breath, the day releases. With each breath, the body melts. With each breath, inner peace expands. Happy people read before bed. They read stories that lift the spirit. They read wisdom that softens the heart. They read pages that open the mind. Reading calms the voice inside the head. It replaces noise with imagination. It replaces fear with knowledge. It replaces chaos with concentration. Books are silent teachers. They guide without pressure. They heal without touch. They inspire without noise. Happy people speak to themselves with kindness at night. They say gentle words. I tried. I cared. I showed up. I learned. I am growing. I am becoming stronger. Confidence is fed by words. The voice inside your head becomes the voice of your life. A kind inner voice builds a kind inner world. Before sleep, happy people visualize tomorrow. Not a perfect day, just a day where they show up. A day where they keep trying. Visualization creates direction. Direction creates effort. Effort creates progress. Progress creates confidence. Confidence creates peace. Peace creates happiness. Everything connects. Happy people accept that some days are heavy. Some nights feel endless. Some thoughts are stubborn. Some wounds reopen. Some memories hurt. Some fears whisper loudly. They do not deny these feelings. They sit with them. They breathe through them. They let them pass. They know feelings are visitors, not rulers. Visitors come and go. The self remains. Sadness does not remove happiness. Fear does not remove confidence. Pain does not remove peace. These can live together inside a growing heart. Because inner peace is not the absence of storms. Inner peace is the ability to remain steady inside the storm. Happy people forgive others before sleep. Not always fully, not always easily, not always quickly. Sometimes forgiveness is a long journey. Sometimes forgiveness is one breath. Sometimes forgiveness is a tiny shift in the heart. But they begin. Forgiveness unties the past. It makes room for the future. Happy people do not expect tomorrow to fix everything. They do not expect happiness to fall from the sky. They do not expect confidence to appear without effort. They do not expect inner peace to stay without practice. They understand that life is a process.
Progress is a process. Happiness is a process. These things are not events. They are directions. They are choices that repeat again and again.
Some nights, happy people cry. They do not hide tears. Tears wash pain. Tears soften the heart. Tears release pressure. Tears show that the heart is alive. They understand crying is not weakness. Crying is honesty. Honesty is strength. Some nights, happy people talk to someone they trust. They share their thoughts. They ask for advice. They ask for comfort. They ask for support. Asking for help is not failure. Asking for help is courage. Confidence does not mean doing everything alone. Confidence means knowing when to reach out. Inner peace does not mean silence. Inner peace means connection. Some nights, happy people simply rest in silence. They accept the day. They accept themselves. They accept that life is long. They accept that growth takes time. They accept that tomorrow will come. Happy people fall asleep with trust. Trust in life. Trust in the process. Trust in themselves. They know that their best will look different every day, but they keep going. They keep trying. They keep returning to the path. They keep choosing happiness even when it is hard. Confidence is not loud. It is steady. Inner peace is not perfect. It is gentle. Happiness is not constant. It is renewed every day. And that renewal begins with rest. Sleep becomes a ritual of rebirth. Each night clears space for tomorrow. Each morning gives another chance. This is what happy people do daily. They honor the morning. They guide the day. They release the night. They choose their inner world with intention. They speak to themselves with kindness. They forgive. They learn. They rest. They rise. They begin again. Happiness is not far away. Confidence is not unreachable. Inner peace is not a dream. They are habits. They are choices. They are small daily actions. They are within your reach. Begin with one habit, one breath, one step, one small act of kindness toward yourself. Do not chase perfection. Chase presence. Do not chase speed. Chase consistency. Do not chase someone else's life. Build your own. The life you want does not arrive all at once. It builds itself through your actions, brick by brick, breath by breath, day by day, night by night. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where your journey begins. And today you took another step. Tomorrow take one more, and one more, and one more, until these habits become you. Until confidence rises quietly from within, until inner peace holds your heart steady, until happiness becomes the rhythm of your days. This is the path. Walk it gently. Walk it honestly. Walk it with patience. Walk it with hope. Walk it with love. And when the night returns again, rest, because rest is preparation. Rest is strength. Rest is the bridge to tomorrow. Close your eyes. Let the day go. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself heal. Let yourself become. Tomorrow is waiting for you, and you will meet it with a calm heart, a confident spirit, and a happiness that you build again and again. Because now you know the secret. Happiness is daily. Confidence is daily. Inner peace is daily. And daily begins with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Self-Study Every Day for more helpful lessons. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to learn next.